You're listening to Productivity Monsters in the Morning. We are the energy vault your real estate business needs to get you up and out and excited and productive for the day. We go over trending topics and things that really matter in the market of the moment. Here are your hosts, Tiffany Hampton and Brooke Silva.
Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Good. I'm kind of excited about what we're going to talk about this morning. And I've been trying to think of a good affirmation for it, and I'm sure it will come naturally as we're doing this, but I want to talk about ego in business this morning.
Yes.
Because while ego is important, I think confidence is the word we're looking for, not ego. Now, one of my favorite, you can't see because it's blurry, but one of my favorite books on the planet is the 22 Immutable Laws of Marketing. The amount of highlights and things I have in this book are incredible. But the thing that stuck to me last night when I was reading this was brilliant marketers have the ability to think like a prospect thinks. They put themselves in the shoe of the client or customer and they take their ego out of it.
Yep.
They take their ego out of it. It's funny because one of the reasons I love my role as much as I do is because I get to be in the field all the time with the people who I get to support and help and build and grow in my role. In past lives, when I've had roles like this and I got taken out of the world in which the people lived that I served, I became out of touch with things. And, our friends come to this world, and the first complaint I get from any agent is about the websites. My websites do not showcase me.
What are they supposed to be showcasing?
What do we do? If you go to Amazon and if everything you click on led you to Jeff Bezos and how wonderful he is, would you shop there?
Well, and I didn't even know who Jeff Bezos was the first time I introduced myself to Amazon.
Yeah.
I didn't know it until I started really diving into understanding big businesses and reading books and stuff like that because I didn't care.
I didn't care. You know what it is? It fulfills a need, and that their company brings me value as a busy mom, person who works, family, everything. I rely on them for my subscribe and save so I don't have to bring paper towels home. And I have a 2-door Jeep. There's no room. I get my paper towels and big things delivered to my house. Game changer. Game changer. But a lot of our agents they forget, or they're so whooped up in promoting themselves that they forget that clients and customers and people are going to find them based on perceived value. So what does it say about you if the first thing people are reading is about how many houses you sold? And while this is all important, please note that I am not discounting that. The amount of things you are doing are so important.
It's a service.
It's a service that if you're talking about all you did, you are portraying the story that I am too busy to give great service. We talked about this with our holiday cards this year. It's how many families have you served, or how many people have you served? Not how many homes did you sell, and did you reach Platinum President Club status with fireworks? And I think taking the ego out of it and always coming from a client-focused, consumer-focused place will give you the feedback that you're looking for instead of unsubscribes and nobody picking up the phone.
Well, yeah. I mean, because at the end of the day, people buy you after they know you care. I mean, and that's the abbreviated version of that quote. And it's the truest thing on the face of the planet. Because if you don't care, if you're not perceived to care, you may care. But if you're perceived not to care, they're not going to work with you, period.
One of the things this book also says is if you're a busy business owner, how do you gather objective information on what is really happening?
Yep.
We live in a world, some days I'm so overstimulated by the amount of information. When I logged onto my email this morning, and it's The news companies are smart in how they deploy news to you and at what time. So, but when I rolled into my email this morning, the amount of information that was being thrown at me was overwhelming. And I didn't know where to go first. And I also didn't know what was opinion or what was fact. And you've got, is it opinion? And now a lot of these media outlets are putting opinion piece, fact based. Like, I love that type of stuff because guess what? I blow right past opinion pieces. Everybody's got one.
Yep.
I want fact.
Yeah. And that's, so my inbox, if it's above 50, it's too many. My inbox right now, it's at 26. Because at the end of the day, and we've had this conversation before on the fact that, I know we had this conversation. We had this conversation that if it is a pretty email, they're trying to sell me something. And I don't want to be sold. I'll come to you when I want something.
Well, and we have to bring enough value during the process of the relationship that you want to work with me, because I have done my best to make sure that you feel supported as someone in my world, whether you've bought, sold, referred, or invested with me, that I'm taking time to understand you as a person so that way I can deliver things to you that you need. Think of it as simple as this. There's some great news outlets in the world. There are some crappy ones. One of my favorite ones, you get to click the buttons and check the boxes on the type of headlines you want to see every day and things you don't want to see. Now that for me, where you're just not throwing things at me and thinking she wants to see this, and you're not relying on my cookies or digital breadcrumbs, you care about, so I read that email first every single day.
And let's also have the conversation. What drives me crazy about the retargeting is by the time somebody retargets me on something that I've looked up, purchased, or what, it's in the past.
It is. I'm one of the, if you were to look at my save for later carts at places, you'd probably scream. Because I window shop online sometimes and I just save for later. Or I make lists. Say I have lists on Amazon or wherever. The only time I enjoy retargeting, here's my other thing. So I enjoy retargeting when something I put in a list has gone on sale. But if I have not purchased it by then, I don't need it, nor should I be buying it. It was a want. And the reason it's sitting in a list is because I don't need it. True wants are purchased immediately.
Yeah.
And you've missed the mark if I did not click add to cart, purchased, push all the way through the process. That's how mine works. Now, not every consumer is like that. Some consumers are driven by, I want to make sure that I have the best of the best of the best. But the website an agent creates for themselves or their team only shows one person's opinion of themselves, not fact-based data.
It's ego.
It's ego. So what we need to do is this is my big fight about community is you have to have a website so people can search. You do. Mm-hmm. But make your Facebook business page your virtual brick and mortar that people want to stop by in every day. They want to see the newest, latest, greatest from you. They come back because they adore you, because you are bringing so much value to them. Keep your emails simple and make sure you are sending them to the right people. I feel horrific when people get hundreds of unsubscribes, but they are missing the mark when it comes to the people they serve. Get back to the people, ask questions, ask really good questions, get in relationship, and then your stuff will hit the mark.
And I think this, before we hit the record button, we were talking about that whole topic related to something else, because when you send out a general email and there's no what's in it for me, and there's 170,000 plus agents in KW. One class is not going to fit all of those agents. So you have to choose and target, just like with your clients. You're not going to send a seller email to a renter.
No, you've missed the mark. Or if you are sending out about what's going on in town, for specific demographics, but that person does not live, they are wildly outside the demographic of what you are advertising, you've missed the mark.
Yeah.
You've missed the mark. And here's when I see this happen. One, when somebody is newer to the business and they're not dipping into the classes or the coaching provided by KW, and they're just doing what other people, they perceive other people are doing because they're getting it or they're hearing it from just being around. The other one are my agents who are so busy that they have to check the box that they did the thing. So done is better than perfect, but in this point in your career, no, when you've got a database and you've got a past client list, done is not better than perfect. Thoughtful yet simple is what we need to be doing. Thoughtful and simple. So there is your affirmation, is that I will stay thoughtful and simple. That's it.
Absolutely.
Simple works. Keep it simple.
Absolutely.
And uglies get opened.
Yeah. Or boring.
They do, how this started with us this morning. We were talking about Facebook ads that worked. I was just working with an agent this morning, doing a wrap up on an ad we ran together because he wanted to really build his business with Facebook ads. And he was like, I have another appointment. I have another contract written. He's like, this worked.
Yeah.
He goes, and you barely wrote anything in the ad. You did like the bare minimum and you didn't design photos for ads or anything. And I was like, I know, because people are reading the words. Yes, we're catching them with the picture to start with, but the words make sense for the targeted market that you are looking to get this in front of. I don't think there were 35 words. Maybe there weren't even 20 words total in this entire ad, from description to headline.
That's my favorite part because I don't like a lot of words.
I don't. And people always crack up because I'm on video so much, and we do so much video because our learners, the majority need to hear it and see us doing it. I am not a video learner at all. Like, if a company were to provide me a video library to learn how to do something, I lose my mind. We use a very popular software, and that is not owned by our companies, but we use it to get data about the market and what other brokerages are doing. When they sent me to their FAQ library and it was all video links with no written word, I can't do it. There's no captions, nothing. I can't even pull the data out so that I can read it, because that's how I learn. So yeah, I'm a reader, but I want quick information that's going to make sense to me so I can decide whether or not click forward, go for it.
Well, yeah, and to that point, that's what I love about, like, when I create training and learning resources. What I love about the KW library is there's pictures, there's words, there's a little video, like it hits all the learning basis. And if we don't do that, and it's no different with our clients.
Yeah.
How are we delivering the information?
Simple.
All right. Have a great day.
Read this book. It's old. It works. 22 Immutable Laws of Marketing.
Sounds good.
Bye.
Bye.